When our family ministry at Signal Pres talks with parents or leaders, you'll hear us say this quite often. It's just a phase, so don't miss it. It's a concept we borrowed from another ministry, and here's what we mean. Each year, from birth until your kid or student graduates high school is a unique phase, meaning she's only 8 one time, or he's only 16 once.
Each phase comes with its own influential relationships and present realities, like how your son or daughter is changing physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, or spiritually. A phase is a time frame in a kid's or a student's life where you can leverage distinct opportunities to influence their future.
You will only get 525,600 minutes to know your 2-year-old as a 2-year-old, and then they will be a 3-year-old, also known as a full-blown preschooler.
You will only get 8,760 hours to know your 2nd grader as a 2nd grader, and then they will be in 3rd grade.
You will only get 365 days to know your 5th grader as a 5th grader, and then they will be a 6th grader, entering middle school.
You'll only get 52 weeks to know your 9th grader as a 9th grader, and then they'll be a sophomore in high school.
You will only get 12 months to know your 12th grader as a senior before they graduate and move on to whatever is next for them in the world.
However, for families who have a child or student with a disability, your experience of these phases will be different and will focus more on developmental milestones.
So, what's your challenge as a parent? Not to hurry through the present phase of your kids' or student's life just so you can move on to whatever is next. Rather, it's to remind yourself each week, each month, each year that this is a unique phase and you don't want to miss it.
The reality is you have a limited number of weeks with your son or daughter before they become their own adult and leave home. There is this invisible clock that started ticking down the day your child or student was born. One way to make that countdown clock visible is by using a jar of marbles.
But let's pause and recognize that not all children leave home August of their 18th year. They may stay home for a variety of reasons. However, some may stay home due to a disability. Those families will provide care and love for their child all the days of their life, meaning their jar of marbles may last a lifetime.
You've heard the old expression, I'm losing my marbles, meaning that I don't have it together, or I'm going crazy, or I'm losing my mind in regard to raising kids.
But here's a different way to think about what it means to lose your marbles. Imagine you start with a jar of 936 marbles. Why 936? Because that is the estimated number of weeks between birth and high school graduation. And every week that you live with your child or student, it's like you lose a marble from your jar. And therefore, you have one less week with your son or daughter at your house.
For example, by the time your kid is 3 years old, you only have 780 marbles left.
And by the time your kid enters 3rd grade, you have 520 marbles left.
And by the time your student enters 6th grade, you'll have 364 marbles left.
And by the time they enter 9th grade, 208 marbles.
And when they start their senior year, you're only looking at 52 marbles. That barely even covers the bottom of the jar.
Over time, the practice of losing your marbles will remind you to value your time, to make each week matter a little more, and it will reinforce the simple principle that when you see how much time you have left, you tend to do more with the time you have now.
You, as a parent, get the marvelous gift to be there for each and every phase. You are the God-given, consistent relationship that gets to express unconditional love and forgiveness in every phase of life. And it is our privilege and responsibility as the church to partner with you so that you are not alone.
So remember, every week matters. What you do every week matters. Treasure this time. No matter your situation, this year is just a phase, so don't miss it.